Good evening, Booze. Happy freaking Friday. It's finally here. And I'm happy to say we survived. We're all here. Well, I think we're all here. I see I think I see everybody over here. I'm gonna just ouch. I have this little freaking terrorist that lives in my house. Yeah, I know. She looks all cute and innocent, but she's really she's trying to kill me. She's been up here like 3 times. Now I got her cat hair in my gross. It's in my uh lip balm stuff. Okay. Um yeah, I am extra thankful to be here because I almost wasn't today. So I know those of you that are in the Discord already know, but I had a little bit of an incident this morning. Roads were nasty. We had some really crappy weather hit overnight. Like it was actually relatively nice. It was 50 yesterday, right? Almost all of the snow is gone. And somehow overnight, like about I think it hit about 2, 3 in the morning, the wind really started to pick up, and I still have tansy hair on my in my lip balm. Um, so yeah, about 2, 3 in the morning, it really started to whip up here and got kinda crazy. I thought for sure we were gonna have a snow day or inclement weather day, whatever the hell they wanna call it, right? But that's what I thought was gonna happen, and then when my alarm went off at 6:30, I was actually kinda shocked not to see, something from the school. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna add, AJ on here. There she is.
Hey, sorry
Hi,
about all that.
AJ, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn this volume up.
Oh.
Wow.
I can't.
That work?
Might be well, it says oh, hang on. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I'm plugged in. We're gonna pause for technical difficulties. Hang on.
Oi.
I don't even know where I think Tansy has something to do with this. Here, wait,
Tansy.
hang on. Oh yeah, I'm not. She unplugged me. You little turd. Oh my God, where's the cord go? What did you do? Tanzania.
That's cute.
All right.
Is it Tanzania or is it tansy for like tansy flower?
Yay! It's the weed. Tansy, not the pretty flower, because she's a little turd. But yeah.
Aww.
So I was telling everybody about my very eventful morning that I had, which was
scary.
So much fun. Oh, I tell you what, they say that right? Like that moment of everything flashes before your eyes, your life or whatever there was of your life. That didn't really happen at the time of it, but immediately after, like once I got home and everything just kind of like, I was like, okay, wait a second. That was scary as hell. So yeah, we ended up hitting a patch of ice coming off the on-ramp, and we were headed right across 2 lanes of the highway. And there was a big semi truck coming, and God only knows what else. All I saw was the semi truck like coming right at us. So
which is scary when it's not coming at you. Like when they're close to you, it's scary.
Even if he'd been down the road a little ways, I would have probably been already crapping my pants. But I was already freaking out. But to see how close he was, all I did was just go, okay, this is it. We're done, right? So
do you hear my asshole?
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, mine's probably going to come up here and knock some crap off here in a minute, because that's all she's been doing. Oh God, she's on the rampage.
Books and stuff stacked over here. I'm still like, I've been in my new place for 2 months, but between family stuff and when I first moved in, there was like a pipe that burst in my wall, and I had no idea, but my neighbor downstairs could tell. Come here.
Yeah, I know. I had to put up wallpaper because Sassy told me it looked really ugly back here. And I was like, well, damn, thanks for your opinion, Sass. But thank God she did, because then I found this really cool crap with ravens and daisies. And I'm like, damn, I would never pair those two together. And I like it. So it's going to stay now. And she's on. Okay, she's distracted right now. But yeah, it's been, I need a barricade like right in front of my screen because she can slip in underneath the monitor. And I think that's where she's,
My
okay, she
familiar.
is distracted. Ah, there she is. At least yours can't squeeze underneath the monitor. I do, baby.
Try. I'm not sure what stops cats from ever trying if they want.
No, because she's already launched herself over the microphone. So this is going to be an eventful night. I already see it. So I'm just going to stay home until the new year. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to seclusion. But yeah, so at the last minute, something, I don't know if we hit another patch of ice. I'd like to kind of think it was some sort of divine intervention, because we were like, all I saw were the headlights and the grill on the semi. And we shouldn't be dead. She's so cute.
I was immediately thinking about that when you told me. I was like, I know she's been having like a streak of bad luck, but something saved her. So even if it was at play in there, like, that's scary, that's ice, that's, natural stuff and humans coming together. That's the fact that y'all are okay is a miracle.
I know. That's all I keep saying. And yeah, that last minute, it's just like all of a sudden we were on the other, like, back across to the side of the highway we were supposed to be on. Like, we didn't go across, we just went boom, like right back where we came from. Like something pulled us and we slammed into the guardrail, which that wasn't fun, but better than a semi. So yeah, and then of course my kid, right? Like, I asked him a little while ago, I'm like, so how you doing? Are you okay? And he's like, about what? Yeah, see, she gets it. Why? Why are you worried about it? So yeah, it's, I tell you what, but I'm not gonna leave. Yeah, stuff didn't even hit me till I got home, and then I like went to sit down, and then all of a sudden the adrenaline wore off, and I was
I
like,
was gonna say,
yeah, I'm gonna throw up now. And I slept for like about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, because I was just like, yeah, I'm just done. I can't do anymore, and it all caught up with me. But yeah, I've just had this bad juju coming at me, but at least I know somebody's looking out for me. At least I feel like somebody's looking out for me. So,
I would say I'm highly protected. So I have enough. I think you can look at it two ways, but all the dead people that I have that have been close to me in my life that passed far before I would want them to, it sucks because you're so close to them. It hurts really bad, but
yeah,
that love doesn't stop. And so now I have someone more powerful on that side, because they can see the shit that they couldn't even protect me from when they were here. So I don't know. I like to think about it.
And I feel like I've got some heavy hitters in my corner. I feel like I've got my mom now, and I got my grandpa. Well, I got 2 grandpas and a grandma over there. So, and a lot of
same
everything else. So yeah, friends and other family members. So
sorry, guys.
Yeah, all those other people. Damn, now they're all like, "Oh, you want us to protect you next time?" Well, don't even give us a shout out. So
grandma was taking a nap.
My other grandma's still kicking, so I'm just like, well, you didn't help. No, I'm just so yeah, so everybody, I think mostly everybody in the chat, I think, knows who AJ is. And she is officially now the, what did we decide to call you now, AJ? What are you gonna, our spiritual advisor?
Yeah.
And God knows I freaking need it right now.
Yeah, girl. We've got some things to talk about.
Woo! Yeah. We were talking just last night about doing some workings.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think we'll be okay tonight. I don't want to do one tonight, but we got to come back and do it, because I got to get I got to let loose of some things and some people and just get moving forward. So, and if this is not the catalyst to do it, I don't know what else the universe is probably telling me. Okay, you know what? We've subtly been telling you to get your shit together. Now do it now. And so now is the time. So, and that's what we're going to do. So, all right, guys. So AJ's with us tonight. We're going to be talking about the paranormal and witchcraft and how very closely related they are. So, first, let's go through. I'm going to go through real quick. We'll say hi to everybody. Like I said, I think everybody in the chat knows AJ or Sherlock Ho, but now you have to call her Madam Spiritual Advisor. So, let's see.
Call
We
me
get
Crystal Tits.
oh, Crystal Tits, yeah, Shrimp Tits. God, she's got a lot of names. I have a channel. I have one name.
You can
One
make up
name.
other names if you want.
Yeah, well, I guess I do. I have Stones and Tombs. I mean, so original, right?
Broken your name down different ways.
That's it. Everybody's so original when it comes to yeah. I'm waiting for Toomey to come up. I'm waiting for somebody to start calling me Toomey. But
Toomey,
I
that's
get
cute.
yeah. I thought it was kind of cute, but I'm just like, why? Why has nobody picked that one yet? So yeah, and I'm sucking down on my chamomile and lavender tea because God knows my nerves are like I'm just shot right now. So, but yeah.
So it's funny, you gotta like do the rebounding, like shaking stuff out, but the animal stuff
Yep.
is good too. A lot of people don't realize while
Grounded.
you're doing it. Yeah, like you can ground through your
Right.
animals, and it's great because while it's so cute. While they're picking up on your energy, it's not like you're just like offloading something on them. They're outside and grounded on the earth more than we are. So it's an easy way. They can go ground themselves and get rid of that energy more easily than we can. And they do the
Yeah.
things like when they're shaking their body and stuff like that, that is them getting out the energy that we don't naturally know how to do anymore. So they're naturals.
Exactly.
Let them take
Yeah.
that.
And I've always been in tuned more with animals probably than people. Well, definitely, definitely more so with people. And I've always, when it comes to like my horses, like you definitely pick up on their energy when you're riding horses and
Mm-hmm.
you're in tune with them. That's energy. That's you know the way you connect. So when I need to be grounded, that's I grab one of my cats and pet them, or I'll go out and just stick my face in one of my horse's manes and just breathe in that scent, and it just reminds you.
Imagine animals being like, "What, bitch?"
I know, especially Loki, because he's my little boo horse, but God, he's such a butthole. So like I'll go out and be hugging on him, and he's like, God, what did you do now? Like, oh, he's always yeah, he's like, I'm out here eating, lady. I don't want you to touch. Come on, go away now. So, all right. So we got Sassy in the chat. I see Dubs is here.
Hey, Dubs.
And Dubs. Dubs sounds like, man, that's like a gangsta name. I like that.
Hey,
Dubs. And we got Ernie Birdie. She says, hey, y'all. Man. Oh, Ernie, you got everybody saying hi to you tonight. Eclipse is here. And we got Rubicon. Rubicon is doing double duty tonight. She's watching the Oklahoma Alabama game. So,
Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama. I don't like Alabama all that much, but don't hold that against me, guys. It's just because I'm a Michigan State fan and they never get anywhere. Well, they're going to jail and crap. Oh, wait, no, that's U of M. Oh, is she? Oh.
Listen, someone didn't like that.
Oh shit! I'm glad I've got my camera like on a little boom arm thing, and it is locked down because she's knocked it over already like 2-3 times. So
yeah, I'm not a YouTuber, so
yeah. Well, I guess you don't have to be if you got OnlyFans or something, right? Like you gotta have that set up. All right, let's see who else. I think that's everybody. Oh, here's Angie's here. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see. I think I saw Darlene. I'm just gonna pop down, guys, so we can get to our discussion because I'm really excited about tonight. So we're gonna pick Ho's brain. I'm gonna play the
work.
Well, I just kind of threw some notes together and then I threw them into Chat GPT and said, "Will you put this into something that's not like squirreled?" Like,
And I
because
was
the
like,
squirrels,
wow, okay,
yeah,
prepared.
yeah. Well, I mean, because I used to try to go off my notes, and I don't know if you guys, they all know because they've watched this stuff, but oh my God, I sit there and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking when I wrote this stuff? So now all I have to do is take a photo of my notes and I can put it right into chat. And then it like puts it all together and makes an outline for me.
That's cool.
And I'm like, whoever said AI, they can take over the world. I don't really care anymore. As long as they make the squirrels in my brain make sense, I'm pretty happy. So, and
What
I
if
see Tish is here too. Hello, Tish. I got to get my tea down me so I don't, whoa. And I was trying to put mascara on earlier and my hand was doing this and it got all, I should have just left it the way it was.
I just
I look
touched
more
mine
like,
up from earlier, so hopefully I don't look too
oh, no, I don't, you don't know. You look good. Thanks. She's like, you look like crap. I'm shutting the camera off.
She's like, fuck out of here, woman.
Oh my goodness. It must be. We're not coming up on another full moon, are we? Gosh,
No,
cats
well,
are.
no, is it new moon? Where are we at? Hold on, I can look it up.
And then yeah, Angie, we can talk about my little near death experience at the end because damn, I don't know. I have to make
Oh no,
sense of it yet.
it's a new moon
I
tonight.
really Oh, is it a new moon? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk about it because it's something, right? Like I know other people that have had their experiences near death and crazy accidents and everything else, and I really, yeah, it's interesting. Like how it wasn't quite like they show you in the movies, but it sure was. When I got home, I was just like, you get that ringing in your ears, and you're just like, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I started thinking, hey, I'm gonna get a new Wrangler. And then I got really excited. So we'll be good.
Silver lining.
I'll get over it. I just don't want to go out and look at that car because it's sitting in my yard and I haven't been out there. I just don't want to look at it. I'm terrified. And then
One
I
of the
spilled
best
tea
things
down
I've
in
done, you need to do this if you don't have one yet. And it depends on what your usage of your chair is. But I got one of those, like, not the ADHD chairs, but they're wider chairs. So you can, like, fold your legs up in them.
the cross-legged chairs.
Yeah, but it's space where the cat can sit also. Which she's rolling around like a weirdo. But it's been the best thing because she normally harasses me and she wants to like sit on me, but she's not comfortable in a normal desk chair. But this thing's amazing.
Sassy says, I didn't say it like that when she was making fun of my wall.
Well, she felt it like that.
Wow. That is how I interpreted it. I was like, damn, really? It's that ugly? And then I went back and watched a couple streams and I'm like, damn, that is ugly. Like it's like sage green, but it looked like cat puke color on the wall. So I was like, thank you, Sassy, because now it doesn't. Now it looks better. I think it looks better anyway. So it's more my aesthetic anyhow. And hello, Darlene. And I think that's everybody I think so. Okay. Well, let me just go through
Stevie, this is women only, so earmuffs this whole time.
Yeah, earmuffs the whole time, Stevie.
This is
Poor Stevie. He might need some of this.
Mm-hmm.
He might need a little bit of it. I mean, he hangs out with us gals. He's like one of the only guys that is in there chatting with us. He needs a little protection. But we'll protect Stevie. We will protect you because you've got like a little coven around you, so you're good.
Here,
yeah. See. Oh,
he's my baby.
And Tish wants to know who Kitty is that.
He's my baby.
Rare. She's so talkative. She's so funny.
She does not shut the fuck up.
All right. It looks like I got some dancers and some dabbers. Oh, that's Ernie. Okay. All right. So here we go. Stevie, that's not funny. I don't like that nickname. Steven, go to your room. Darlene says animals are extremely protective too. Yeah. Even like you see Tansies over here trying to bite me and everything. When I laid down, she crawled right up and got in my hair and went to sleep with me. And she never does that. Usually I'm trying to sleep and she's bouncing. I have to put an eye mask on. I have to put a blanket over my head because she's up here.
She'll eat my hair.
Yeah,
she will.
That's what she's doing. And I'm like, there's no rest. That's probably why, I had horrible dark circle. I still have a little bit. I think I caught up on some of my sleep today. So, but dang. Ernie says, Steven, don't make fun. Steven says, oh.
Hey, Dawn Marie.
Oh, is Dawn Marie? I got to get down here. Okay. I just don't. Hello, Dawn Marie. I'll trust that AJ sees you. Ernie says Ernie likes the background too. I made this just for tonight. Well, I didn't make it. I asked ChatGPT to do it. Since they did my notes, put my notes together for me, I'm like, do this for me too, because I didn't have anything really witchy. But all right, well, let's get all right. I'm gonna scroll down, guys. I see you, I see your comments. I love you guys. But one reason I wanted to stay streaming tonight, because like I said, I got the shakes. The squirrels are just crazy active tonight in my brain, but you guys always cheer me up. You make me happier. I did not want to be thinking about this sitting here tonight. So with that, let me pop up my questions, because I have
Crystal Pits can make you laugh. It's fine.
Yeah, you always make me laugh. Let's see here. Where can I put my questions on my screen here? I'll just cover me up. There we go. I do recommend I did lavender oil. Like I oiled myself up, which I'm not trying to be erotic or anything, but damn. Whew, it soothed me down. So it soothed me down. That doesn't sound right. Never mind.
It's soupy. It's soupy down there now.
It souped me up. Stop being perverted, you guys. All right. So I have a few questions for AJ to get started with, since she is going to stick around. Like I've already asked these in her interview when I decided to hire her. So I thought I probably should let you guys hear her comments too. So just in case you want me to fire her, but we're not. I'm going to keep her around.
I will head you.
So as everybody knows, I love the paranormal. I love the ghosty stuff, but I do dabble a little bit. I dabble. I don't know if I call myself a witch so much, but intuitive, maybe. If I was a witch, I'd say I was a green witch. I can't grow anything, and I think that's because of the ADHD. I can't focus to water and nurture. Like I can take care of animals like that, but I can't take care of plants like that. But if you need to go out and forage and know what the plants are and what they're useful for, I'm your girl. Like my mom taught me all of that. I can't grow the stuff, but if it's out there, I can find it.
So it can also make you like a kitchen witch.
Yeah, but
do you use them in the...
But I don't like to cook, so I don't want to pigeonhole myself into that, because then some guy's going to hear that and go, oh, you're a kitchen witch. And then he's going to think I got to cook for him every night. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, that's actually a red flag, dude. You should probably be really nice to me.
You don't want this sweat rice or my pasta sauce.
Yeah, I know what foxglove is. I know all the bad stuff. I even found out lemon balm, if you could get enough of it.
If you use it the right way.
Yeah, if you extract enough of that stuff out of there, it's a muscle relaxer. Like it will hold I'm just
there's a lot that are like it. Like belladonna, is
yes,
thing, but can also take your ass out.
Yeah, very quickly too, because digitalis, right? That's stuff they use for heart medications. That's where it all came from. So where do we get all of our medications? can we say they all came from some sort of witchcraft, right? I mean, initially, because it's all folk magic is how I would term it all to be. So,
And
but what
monks used to do a lot too.
yeah, people been collecting
witches.
Yeah, they've been collecting herbs and for medicines for centuries. And that's all they had before, right? We figured out penicillin and all those things. But excuse me. So what would you call yourself, AJ? What term do you like to use?
I just say that I work with energy.
Okay. You like the spiritual advisor? You like that terminology?
Can be spiritual advisor. I just feel like titling it in one of those categories. It's the same thing with me not eating meat. It's like I'm not vegan. I'm plant-based, which people say some now, but like no one really knows what it means either. It's just I don't want to give it a label of that comes with, like, when you say witch, people are like, oh, so you're pagan or you're Wiccan or you're like,
right.
These are all different things. And, people usually call females witches, but men are witches as well. And they don't know that. And what are you doing? Stop it. Just trying to crawl up on things. Don't you fucking.
I get Sassy likes to call people and text them. So if anybody, the butt dialing, that does not come from me. That is the cat. Hello, Melissa. Or I'm sorry, Melissa. I can't say it. I can't.
Melissa?
I can't do a lisp. Yeah, Melissa. Can't do it.
Secret agent Melissa.
I had a lisp when I was a little kid because, like, I have a crooked tooth in the front, and it took forever to grow in for whatever reason. So it's a little crooked from all the other teeth, and so I always had a little lisp because my tongue went through that little spot. So, but now I can't do it. So, and Megan, our lawyer's here in the chat. Thank God. Woo, Megan, we've been waiting for you because we might need you tonight. We might. So hang on, just stick around for a little bit. So you're see, I think that's kind of, I identify more with like the energy and the spiritual, like, I've been raised like, so Catholic and Lutheran and Christian Reformed, which might as well be Puritan as far as I'm concerned. Right. But, once you get, I got a little older and I started thinking it's not black and white, like how they want us to think. I just say, I choose to believe in, there's something higher than us. And I do believe in God, but I believe in a lot of other things too. Like something is all around us. And right. I definitely believe if you prescribe to the belief that energy never dies, then there has to be something else, right?
I mean, that's science.
That's science. That's proven. So with that, how can you say there's no such thing as ghosts or all these, like, everybody's like, oh, you're all like, right? Like they always love to throw that term around, witchy or what's the other, like a hippie, like,
right?
Because you're all into that.
It comes with the like I said, that's why I kind of don't want to name it anything. She's bitching at me now. Why I don't want to name anything like, say, witch or whatever. Like, I do it being silly, but I'm not like, energy doesn't work the way I think people think it works either. So it's just, I don't know. I don't want to define it in any necessary way. I can kind of I have ADHD and all that stuff also. I work with energy, and everyone else kind of does too, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah. That's working with animals. I mean, I always feel like that energy, because you're picking up on what, like trying to figure out what's wrong with them, or you're trying to ease them, or maybe you're looking to be eased by them. Like I was today, like I was looking for a little comfort, and there they are. They're right there for you. So you can't tell me that that's something we don't have words to communicate with them. Mm-hmm. Like they don't know what the hell we're saying. All they hear is like, blah, 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 right? But you can touch them and pick them up, and they sense that. So what is that? That's energy, people, and it exists. And it's just so hard. Yeah. I joke too, like I'm a witch, and I love Salem, and I love all of that, right? Like I love it all. And But then when it comes down to it, everybody's like thinking you're out in your backyard dancing naked under the full moon. You're sacrificing chickens, or I don't know what the
Fucking
hell
the
people
devil,
think. They're
all that stuff.
yeah. Oh, yep. That's the other one, right? You worship the devil, and yeah, you should have pentagrams all around your house and all of that that stuff, right? And or you dig up bodies, and
Well,
it's ridiculous. So, yeah, well, I might do a little of that, but actually, I just bury the bodies. I don't dig them up. I just bury them, and I like to bury them deep too. They're not going to find them. And Melissa says. I think we're all praying for those people on X because, well, it's hell over there. Really. So they're already there. So I don't know if praying for them is even going to help anymore, but oh my God, that tea is so good. Oh, it's this organic stuff. It's so amazing. And yeah, Sassy says we're energy and everything has some type of energy in it. And Dub says, I'm good at attracting felons and dickheads. My services are free. Oh my goodness. And Darlene, I know Darlene likes this stuff too. So yeah, energy works differently with everyone. So for everybody, it's going to be a little something different. So we can't just like what works for me isn't going to work for AJ and vice versa. Like there may be some things we have in common, but then we're going to probably differ on that. And that's not bad. That doesn't mean one of us isn't what we are, right? It doesn't mean we're not as intuitive as the other, but yeah, I'd like to think that we could all have our differences and still get along. Witchy, whatever terminology we want to put us, like that umbrella that you want to put us under, but we're all a little different. Darlene's probably got her little her superpowers, just so like if the apocalypse comes, guys, I'll take us out in the woods, I'll get our medicines, I will heal. I kind of am a healer too, I think. I don't even know where that falls. So, and all this stuff I got from my mom because it's exactly the things she did. And I always kind of thought it was something I just learned from her, but I didn't really listen to anything she said because do we? I mean, do we listen to our parents? No. And then by the time I realized, damn, I really want to know everything my mom's got in her head, it was a little too late. So, yeah. So the younger people in here, if you got your mamas around, ask them stuff now and record it, write it down. Yeah, don't miss the opportunity. Okay, I got some questions here then. I gave you a list of them, but I just thought I'd kind of pick around here. Some of them were Chat GPT suggested, and I'm like, yeah, those are stupid, but we'll see here. So was there anything in your life, like an experience or like curiosity that kind of first drew you in towards being more spiritual? I kind of want to say witchcraft, but that's really that's not what.
I mean, that there was always that huge, first of all, growing up, and then the craft came out, and I was like, I want to be that. I think a lot of women around had that.
I think so, yeah. I love that damn movie.
Now and then, when they were doing the Ouija board in the graveyard, I don't know if anyone remembers that, but like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like,
I have one behind me.
So, I think I've always just been interested in it, and I used to see shadow animals when I was really young. Like to me, in my mind, in my memory now of what they were, and I'm gonna say there was one of each. I don't know if there was multiple, but there was a wolf and a panther. But I only saw them as shadows. I didn't see them as actual things. It was just one of those things that I knew what they were. And they were just around. And I don't know where the heck I would have made that up from. But I do remember seeing them still. And that's what I interpreted them as. So there was that. My mom gave me tarot cards when I was really young.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah, she... I think she was on a trip to, I think it was probably when she was in New York. My parents used to travel all the time. And they always go to museums, and I want to say there was like this deck that she got. It's kind of like a classic deck, but it's gilded and like kind of made more fancy. And she got that for me. I think it was when she was at the museum during her trip in Europe. And so I got it when I was in like 6th grade or something like that. So I've had my first deck since then. I try to get other ones to use, and I do occasionally, but that one still just like energetically fits best with me. So I don't know. I think there's also, I've always been interested in history and where we came from, and I just feel like those types of things kind of go together, like the beginning of creation, and how we evolved out of it, and what forms that took, and just kind of everything that goes around with all that stuff, because ancient origins and all that is still really fascinating to me.
Yeah, same for me. I've always my thought is, how do we know who we are unless we know where we came from? Like our especially the mother to daughter aspect of it. Like, think of all those women that came before you, and the fact that you're here and you're carrying on. Especially, like, I feel like with how with the animals and how I am with plants, like that's how I feel like that's probably been passed down. And people called my grandma a witch. So, and they weren't trying to use that in a like for another word. They weren't trying to call her, because they just called her that too. So it wasn't like they were trying to hide that.
Okay.
But yeah, she knew, like, I would call it folk magic now that I know more about it. I would definitely call the things that she did. Like, she knew her plants, she knew her herbs, she could make a salve, she could just do all these things. And like, yeah, my stepdad always called her witchy, and oh, your grandma's a witch. And I'm like, oh, you mean a bitch? And he's like, no, she's like a witch. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, those are you know where you come from. And yeah, I love I think I kicked my laptop. It's on a stool underneath here, underneath my desk. And I'm waiting for Tansy to jump on it once. So yeah. Let's see if anybody has Melissa says call it quantum physics and it gets respect, right? Like, if you can put a scientific term on it, everybody's gonna accept it. All right. And so, you talked about your tarot deck. So, is there anything else, traditional tools, practices, anything like that you like to use? Like, I have dowsing rods, and I have my own tarot deck.
I wanted to get dowsing rods. I think they're interesting, and they've been used a long time as well, right? Historically, really long time. And especially like in places, more recently in history too, but like Appalachia, which is, close to me, runs through Georgia. So, which has its own set of mysteries and energies going on, which is, really interesting as well. I like working with candles and actually focusing and setting intentions with that. And listen, you either go schizophrenic while doing it, or you really can actually do stuff with the flame. And I've always been really exhausted afterwards, but my girlfriend who does it more says that over time you actually become energized by it instead of exhausted, which I think is interesting. But I don't,
that is.
do it a whole lot. And I'll meditate, and I'll kind of journal things out. Is kind of how I process stuff when I'm trying to figure out a problem, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And some people can call it like that gets into the area of manifesting. It gets in the area of like healing and therapy, but it's a little bit different. It's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like you can go into a state where stuff comes to you that you shouldn't know, but you all of a sudden know the answer to something. I don't know if that makes sense at all the way I'm saying it. And I've always kind of been like that. And I don't know. It'll happen a lot in conversations with things, and certain people, like one of my friends that's also really into this stuff, we'll be having conversations and I'll just know something and I'll just say it and then I'll look it up later. And I'm like, I don't know how I knew that, but I did. And it can be, historical things that I don't know, I guess it's out there somewhere, but I kind of feel like that's where we get a lot of information from and we don't quite know how to tap into it. And you can call it like an Akashic field or like all information, data, inventions, everything that will be does exist. And I believe when it's ready to come into this world, that idea comes to people. And then we have seen throughout history certain people who just seem to be able to tap into that, like Tesla, like Einstein, like Da Vinci.
Yes.
And we know that, Da Vinci did scrying, and Einstein and Tesla both said that they got downloads as well. Through different processes, but I think there's something to that, and there's people that can practice that method and develop it, and then there's people it just comes to them, and it may only be once, and they don't really put anything to it because we're so distracted by everything else in this world. But I think it happens more frequently than we realize.
That's one thing I've always thought. Like I always used to just call it like I have that gut instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, so maybe then I'm like, you know what? I think it's intuition, right? Like I have just a very strong intuition. And then I'm like, well, wait. And then I started reading things about trauma in families, like Holocaust survivors.
Yeah,
like
the Holocaust was a thing, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? I am so finished with people like that. If you're that stupid, please don't subscribe to my channel. Please don't. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to have like just you guys left. I have like 10 people left. No, please. I think most people know. And if you're going to prescribe to that belief, then you're on a very low level of spirituality and intelligence, and I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, it happened. It's a thing. But those people that are descended from Holocaust victims and survivors like that, well, from the survivors, that trauma is in their genes.
Generational trauma is a real thing.
Yes. And that just blows my mind. And then I think about that and then I'm like, well, that's the Holocaust, but what about further back? Are those things still in us? Like you said, you just knew something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how you knew it. You just knew it. Well, maybe somebody in your family knew it at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I liked. When I like little things come to me and I'm like, well, I don't even know where I heard that or read. Maybe I read it somewhere, right? And then I'm like, I don't know where I would have read that or right. Like it just, and I always thought it was like intuition or a gut instinct or whatever it was. But I would like to learn more about this generational trauma and just passing. Like, I mean, they say it goes very far back. So like all the way back to like caveman times. And I'm just, yeah. So that is something very interesting. I really want to kind of get into that sometime.
You see it in the animal kingdom all the time too. It's the reason why we react certain ways to certain things. It's the reason you have certain fears, because even though we have all these surroundings and we have light and electricity now, like we don't need to be afraid of the same things. Our body is reacting to those base things that used to eat us alive at night or day, whenever, So, I mean, there's definitely something to it. And they've done research on animals, and there's studies they've done on mice, and they like shock them every time when a certain thing happened. And they tested the fear that was, once they bred them, did those younger generations have that same fear? And they did. So they didn't, and then the ones that didn't have it weren't afraid of it, right? So they tested it with multiple batches of the same, like inducing this one reaction, and then without inducing the one action. And the ones that didn't have, the parents didn't go through that, they didn't have that same fear. So it just, that's a very simple way that science is showing it now. But there's definitely been a lot more research in it in the past few years for people who need the science.
See, I always thought of it like I have a fear of water,
Mm-hmm.
but I can swim and I'm fine. Like if I could doggy paddle, I can float. I would probably be okay unless it's like say like the Titanic or something. Then I'm screwed. But
Cold water.
as many of us would as many of us would be. So cuz swimming in that situation isn't going to save you. But I was like, well, maybe in a past life I drowned. Well, maybe somebody in my family drowned at some point in time. But yeah, it's just things like that. Like I've recently just started kind of getting more realizing that these things are being passed down to us. So it is important to know our history, to know our lineage, know where our people come from, and maybe that'll help us shape ourselves and be better people at some point.
Yeah,
And maybe we can start tapping into those, those intuitions and actually make our society maybe better, because right now it's kind of shit out there. I mean, look at X.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
toilet,
X
the
and Reddit.
toilet. Yeah, the toilet of the internet. Well, on Reddit, I just stick to the cemetery porn and like the dead stuff
The
because you
normal
can't
people.
argue. Yeah, just us normal goth people that like dead stuff. That's it. We're fun. People think we're weird. We're not. We're fun. We're not starting fights with each other. We're happy over there. So come over and hang out with us in the cemetery porn. Y'all like it. We can go dance under bridges. I always love that video. I gotta find that one somewhere so I can play it, but I don't want to steal it from OB either. But I guess other people are.
It's a
And
classic.
is it?
Yeah, lots of people are stealing shit from movie. It's fine.
Oh my! Can you believe that? Like, should we watch some live cams? I love it. But but mine would be. I looked up though. I looked up live cemetery cams. There's only one. I'm like, well, we gotta fix this
Someone needs to keep an eye on
because
the dead. What the heck is going on, guys?
just in case somebody might like, I don't know, grave robbers. But I don't know, maybe not so much anymore because you can't get those vaults are pretty heavy down there. I mean, trust me,
They are, but
they're
there's
heavy.
definitely places like that still kind of get waterlogged where stuff is still
Oh
up over the
yeah.
years.
Oh, I've had to see that once, and it was not. It did not smell nice either. So
I've read about some instances where people found out like this one spell worker decided that she could just take those to use in her own stuff, like that wasn't disrespectful. It's one thing to do graveyard dirt, and we can talk about this if you want, but there are ways to go about even getting graveyard dirt as well. There's rules around these things.
yeah, I mentioned that when I talked about cemetery guardians. Excuse me, which is a little bit, and like it has its roots in folk magic, and like it goes very far back. At least I know in Scotland it does, because that's a lot of the stuff I read is like the Celtic folk arts and all of that. And I know about like cemetery moss, cemetery dirt, and if you're going to take anything like that, you have to leave something for the cemetery guardians. And I just kind of brushed over it because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to say something about witchcraft and everybody's going to be like, oh, right. And so I just kind of like, I think I mentioned it as like, for witchy things and just left it at that. But yeah, there is a certain, you do have to make sure if you're taking something from a cemetery like dirt or moss, things of that nature that you might need for your workings, make sure you're doing it right and you're not pissing off anybody, because you don't want that. Trust me, I haven't done any of that stuff, and look how screwed up my life is right now. So you don't.
Well, I mean, it's interesting too because you can go. There's guardians and there's like the hellhounds that are kind of infamous and folklore and all of that, which there's some really interesting accounts of that actually. But you can go even further, and if you are intuitive enough, you can go to different graves and you can specifically ask that energy of that person to work with them, or you can kind of put out a call and see who is willing
Mm-hmm.
to speak to you. And you may go to people who were different people in life or past a certain way, depending on what you're trying to do, or you may find an energy that you end up working with quite a bit. And you do also exchange and offer the same way you would like to an ancestor or any
Yeah.
energy that you're working with.
Yeah. I've done that at cemeteries before. Like I said, I spend a lot of time there. It's not just because I mean, they're the only people that I always joke they're not talking back to you, but they do talk to you. They do. Like I've asked, like I've been looking for, like if I go in and I'm looking for a certain headstone, a certain grave,
Mm-hmm.
I will. That's what I do. I like to say, like I've mentioned it before on here. Like when I go in, I'm like, hey guys, and I'll pass a headstone. And I'm like, hey, Joe, or whoever he was, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the first time somebody's said his name in like 100 years, and it's not so much that like I want them to be remembered, and it's nice to put their name back out into the universe
Mm-hmm.
again. But I also want them to know, hey, I'm here. I'm looking for something. I'm not here to be a dick or destroy anything. Like I'm asking for your guys' help. So that's something like I guess that kind of probably falls under this whole witchcraft, right? Like you just go, it's
It's an
not.
interesting practice. I like that as like intuitive working to grow your skill set there. Actually, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And I have it, it works. I've, for whatever reason, like, and this is gonna, so I've got these crows, ravens, whatever they're supposed to be on my wallpaper back here, but I can't count how many times I've been looking for a grave and I will ask. And then the next thing I know, I'm walking around and there's a crow sitting on a headstone and I'll walk up to it and it's the one I'm looking for.
You got
And
close. That's awesome.
I swear to God, I was looking for one of my uncles where he was buried, and my grandmother kind of had sketchy memory, like where they buried him, because it
Mm-hmm.
was a very long time ago. And I'm wandering around the cemetery, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm never gonna find him. And I'm just like, hey guys, can you guys help me find? And oddly enough, his name was Joe. I'm looking for Joe. Do you guys, somebody help me? And the next thing I know, I heard this, and I look over, and there's this one headstone kind of set aside from the rest of them, and there was probably unmarked graves on either side of them. And I walk up to it, and there it was. It was his headstone. So was it Uncle Joe that said that? Like, did Uncle Joe like, hey, I'm over here, or So I know I don't like to take people with me when I go to the cemetery because this is the stuff I do. And then they're kind of like, what you doing? You talking to somebody? It's like, yeah, I am. So go away.
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
So now I love that, we can wear earbuds. So like if somebody walks past and I'm like talking, I'm like, yeah, like I'm talking on my phone, like with my earbuds. So then they don't think I'm totally crazy because I don't want to go to the asylum or anything. Those places are kind of scary, but yeah. All right. So let me
I'm
do
not
we,
mad at people thinking I'm crazy because maybe they'll just leave me the fuck alone.
I'm starting to get to
Stranger
that
danger.
point. Like maybe if they think I can mix some herbs up or something in the kitchen, maybe they will. Maybe the right guy will come along and stick around.
Yeah, like
He'll
that's a
be
test.
like,
Like if he's not
yeah,
afraid of that, okay.
kind of like the girl with the beaks, the bird beaks, and the rat tails. Like
She was
obviously
treated poorly.
he was not the guy for her. And out there is some guy that's gonna go, I got you, girl. That's fine. I like you, right? So I'm putting everybody's comments up here. I'm trying to star some of the ones that are really like you guys have some really good comments, and wow. We're gonna have to do more of these, AJ. Maybe this is what we do because everybody's got some really great comments. But let me skip through these questions. Let me find one. Since we're here to talk about the paranormal and witchcraft, what is your take on the paranormal and ghost? Do you believe?
Absolutely. Short answer, yes.
Yay! Because I
think
don't want to have to change your mind.
I think it is far more complex and many more things than what people think. And there are also kind of tropes that are out there now as to what certain things are, but that's not actually the correct definition. I think the way that energy works and the way that we can actually haunt ourselves is more prevalent than people believe. And I don't mean by with another spirit, I mean with our own energy that we're not properly managing. I think I did that to myself
100%. Yep.
when my mom passed. And this is just an example of it, but I was meditating heavily at that point. I still meditate now, but it was daily for over an hour. I had gotten to the point where I could just go into these like meditations and just stay there. And part of it that was really the unhealthy part of it was I was looking for my mom. But I was in so much grief, and I was living in the same place when she was sick, and weird stuff started happening. And I think it was a mixture of like me meditating and getting more connected energetically with myself and viewing the world and the energy in it a little bit differently because of that, like just kind of the process that naturally happens when you tap in that way. And there would be just weird things happening. I would definitely see shadowy things. Almost, I explained it almost like a density, like the air looked heavier in certain areas. That's like, I was never like oh, that's a person or that's a whatever. And it may not have actually been, because all I saw was a density in whatever. Yes, Tiff, this is AJ or Sherlock.
Tiff's like, is that AJ? I can hear Tiff's voice in my head. Better her voice than the other ones. I mean, hers is at least a little more sane.
My friends than someone else, so that works.
Exactly. Same.
So then, so my grandfather had also passed. My grandmother had passed, like all within a year of each other. So it was a lot, I think, emotionally, that I was probably not processing well, or a lot to process at the same time. And so there was that. There was my light bulbs would start going out, like popping though, like not just. And it was like, okay, I thought maybe my light bulbs, like it was just that time that they were like, it's just time that they need to be changed. I've been here a couple years, so maybe they're all dying at the same time. But it would be the same ones over and over. Like it was the same ones and different ones. Like the order didn't make any sense. So I was replacing light bulbs like crazy within like a couple months period there. It was and then there's weird stuff that happens and you're like, wait, what's that? That's uncomfortable. But then there's a different feeling when something happens and you know that it's different. You just you do. For example, I was sitting at my desk one night and on the phone listening, probably like YouTube or something. And I'm looking across the room, and my I got a standing fan, and it just turns on all of a sudden. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is no? And so it turns off, because I like, by the time I realize what's happening, I pick my phone up to actually record it, and then of course it stops. And so I go over to it and I'm like, is the cord tight enough on it? Like, is the whatever? And then I realized like that it's a dial thing on the back of it. Like the dial's all the way down. It's a manual thing. It's not like a digital thing that just kind of like went haywire or whatever. I don't know. So I unplugged it completely, because I was like, I'm not messing with that, whatever that was. And then I looked at it the next morning when I had to plug it back in, and the fan was turned back on all the way. Like the dial had gone. Like it was trying to turn back on. I don't fucking know. That shit, it it just was like, no.
Yeah.
No. It was just something really super uncomfortable. And that's why I decided to move from that place. It was like, I am stuck in a really weird, depressive energy. It'll start, the reason people do house clearings and stuff is because the energy will get stuck in corners and build
Yep.
up. And that can actually, those things are what becomes the thought forms and the hauntings in a lot of instances. It is not ever a being or something that was, it is something that is brought on out of your mind. So it's very much, again, like you haunting yourself, and you see it happen a lot in abusive households, or when they say poltergeist happens when there's high hormones. This is our emotional energy, or energy from, you know, if you want hormonal energy, whatever it's coming from, this is our stuff that we are not properly handling, and it's manifesting in reality, in this physical reality.
Yeah. That's a question we're going to talk about a little later too, because you hit the nail right on the head with that one. Like, there's a difference. I feel the same way. Like, I've always noticed the difference between like, I always, when I watch people talk about like poltergeist activity, I've always felt that it's people. It's the person. Like,
it's
you
not an external entity.
yeah, that's
I mean,
how
it
I
becomes one,
see it
but
as well. Yeah, you manifest it. That's part of, right, and then you start thinking in your brain, oh God, it's got to be a ghost. It's got to be something evil, right? And it doesn't. And I know, like, I've been in houses before where people have said, "Yeah, we got a poltergeist. He throws stuff, he knocks," and then, but it's not the same feeling in that house. Like, it's a
But
totally
it'll
different
become
vibe,
a
right?
he throws stuff type thing, because they are then adding on to it by acknowledging in that way, and
You've formed this
you've given it
entity,
its
this
own
energy.
personality,
Yep.
its own whatever, and now it's going to take that on
Yes.
as well. So yeah. So
Hi, Morg is in the chat. Hello, Morg. Or do I have to like salute you, Colonel Morg? Morg says, interesting. I just looked up the mice experiment. Fear was inherited, but it was not anything like inheriting ideas or memories, and was instead caused by epigenetic DNA changes. And I think that's what, I think that's what we were talking about.
epigenetics, yeah.
Not so much. That's like, I wasn't meaning like just because like my grandma drowned or anything, but maybe my grandmother, like maybe her entire family drowned or something, right? Like, that's
Right.
fear. And that's something that she probably would have been terrified. I can imagine. Or, I mean, and then the further back we go, right? They were afraid of everything. Like, everything. Oh my goodness. Like, everything was going to kill you, which essentially it would, because everything was out to get you, right? But yeah, that is definitely, I want to look that experiment. Like I said, I'm so, that is just fascinating to me. And I love DNA and I love all the genetic stuff. So yeah, I love it. All right. Let me see. I think I've missed some of, let's see, druids bury live people in a tree. I don't see, I've always, I don't know if I think that's something Hollywood wants us to believe. I know there was like human sacrifice. I know people did that because, like, cultures,
people, they did that because they and sacrifice in the real form, and they meant it like that. It wasn't done well. In some places it was eventually, but it really was a sacrifice by the understanding of a sacrifice. They took the person that was really strong or really beautiful or really smart, that would have been an asset to them, and made it the thing that they could sacrifice.
That's what they offered, right? You don't want to take the idiot of the village and be like, here, because that's probably just gonna piss your whoever off, right? Like, oh yeah, great, you give me this, this dude here that doesn't believe in the Holocaust. I don't want this piece of crap. sorry, I had to go there. I know I'm horrible. I don't know if the druids, I don't remember, like, I've read a little bit about the druids. I can't say that I'm an expert, but that is something, Angie, that that's interesting to me. I've starred your comment because I want to.
Druids are really interesting. There's a lot of misinformation, but not just that, there's historical misinformation, because you have to
Mhm.
think about historically what was going on with the time and who was conquering different lands and who was taking people like the Druids out of
Yep.
their land, people that were the ones that people would listen to because they were the priests and priestesses that people followed and trusted for their
Mhm.
daily lives, for every activity that they partook in. So they had to make them the bad guy, and you see that happen a lot over and over again in history. Yep.
Yeah. That is, yeah. I like that. All right. I'm gonna get us another. Should I? Let's go. You know what? We're already talking about. We've already brought up like about half of what I was going to talk about. So let's get into it. I'll skip those questions. Chat GPT. I tell you what, should have just put those questions right on in here to begin with. But so some of the things. Why did I put a disclaimer in my notes? I'm like, this is this is education, I think. This is not for like internet or what is it, entertainment purposes only. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is good stuff. So,
Educational,
it,
our opinions, being
yeah,
educated on our
it's our yeah. This is our opinions. You guys can take what we say, maybe go out, get some books, learn something on your own, and find out where you stand and what you're going to prescribe to. Like what like it. You don't have to believe in like everything I say, you don't have to latch onto it and say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Or whatever AJ says, that's what you're going to take a little bit from AJ, take a little bit from me, Darlene, or anybody else, right? Like you find those things, and those things that you are drawn to are probably the things you're meant to find. That's kind of how I've always felt about it. Like I've never gone looking for like something interesting to do. They just sort of find me. Much like like Dubs was saying, the felons and right, like they just find you the bad stuff. So that's kind of how you have to, just if you're meant to find it, if that's what you like, if those are the things you're drawn to, go check them out. Get some books. I have a few here that, for me anyway, I'm going to recommend to you guys at the end. And then there's another one too at the end I'll recommend, and it's about the paranormal and witchcraft and how they blend together. So this is what we're talking about tonight. We're going to talk about like how these two, what seem like totally different worlds, right? Like they should be totally different, but they're not. And we're just going to talk about how they overlap. And so it's pretty much where our ghost stories, it's ghost stories meet spell work, hauntings meet intention, and where the paranormal meets witchcraft. So I guess that was my disclaimer, which makes no sense, but I think I put in something in here about bird beaks too, but all right. But I'm going to skip that because Tiff already put it up here. So, and then my notes disappear again. I've got to find a better way to do this. I'll figure it out at some point. But so like historically, people didn't separate ghost, spirits, and witchcraft. They were essentially all one thing. And if something weird happened, like we were just talking about this, right? If something weird happened, it often only had there was only one explanation for it, right? It was the supernatural, like something was coming for you. And this was true early America and Europe. Well, when Europeans came from into America, right? They brought all those things with them. Like look at the Puritans, for example. When they had hauntings, they usually blamed it on what? Witches.
Yep, devil did it.
and and the witches were putting curses on people, right? And then they would send spirits out to do nefarious things in the night, right?
Yep.
Scratch you, and
So
they'd
and so sent their specter, and I saw the
yes, spectral evidence, right? Oh God, I love the witch trials. Well, I wouldn't want to have been there, but because I would have been one of the first ones. Yeah. So, and then witchcraft, blah, blah, blah. The witchcraft accusations usually followed when like sudden illness outbreaks. So smallpox or dysentery, things that They didn't understand how they got these things. So it's got to be a witch. And anything disturbing that was going on in the environment, that's witchcraft. And anything with any weird stuff was a haunting. Like you get an uneasy feeling in your house. Well, maybe it's because you don't have enough food to feed your family, or you don't have firewood. Like, those things build up in a
Mm-hmm.
house, right? So those would be something they would think as hauntings, because they're not thinking about their own energy being put out there. So from a witch standpoint, what do you think, AJ? I've got my own. I'll let you go first, but I've got mine. Do you think spirits and why do you think spirits and witchcraft were so closely linked historically?
Because it's all
Just
interplaying with energy, right? Like
mhm.
witches tend to work with energy, and the fact that there's no physical body left when it comes to spiritual evidence, all you have left to leave traces is energy. It is just energy in its purest form. We can't see it. Well, most of us can't see it all the time. So I mean, it's in essence you're using the same thing. It's just taking different forms, and you're manipulating it to have certain outcomes. And I think when you start manipulating energy in any way, even if it's meditation like I was, you're calling attention to yourself. It's one of those things where it's like you looked into the abyss and the abyss looked back. It sees you because you're doing something different with it. It's not the normal pattern. Some people say that like when you are playing in those areas that there is like The Shining, right? Not exactly the movie,
Yeah,
but kind of like you have The Shining. They
the
physically
book, right? Yeah, because
they
that's where they really talk about it. The
they
shining,
see
that
it, Dr. Vampire.
essence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's they say that is how we are seen on that side. Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. See, I like how I think Darlene said a little. I like that people can see auras around. I find that
Mhm.
fascinating, because that's something that I like. I can get a sense off of people. I like to
Mhm.
think, but whether I choose to believe it, does that make the like I might get a bad vibe off of somebody, but because
Mhm.
I don't want to believe it, I just overlook it. And I think a lot of us have that, and we just sort of, for whatever reason, we don't want to accept that. So we just forget it. So it's not that we don't have intuition, it's just that sometimes we choose to just kind of ignore it conveniently. Maybe because we think somebody's really cute, or right? Like women, I mean, right, Dubs, you were saying you got these horrible guys that flock to you. I think we've men too. Like, right? Like you get some crazy. There's some crazy women out there.
Well, you
I'm not gonna
energetically
defend.
put it out. Like, how many times
Yeah.
do you see, like, you start dating someone and then all of a sudden you're hit on way more than you have been before? Like,
Mhm.
people are noticing you, and it's because you've retracted your energy, and that
Yep.
seeking energy that we have come into play when we talk about manifesting things. That's not out there anymore. We've withdrawn it, and that's
Yep.
felt.
And especially for men, they're gonna pick up on that. They're gonna be, oh, well, now she's. It's so yeah, and it's crazy. So you can't tell me like that energy and such doesn't exist. But and then so my thoughts on the spirits and witchcraft, they were so closely linked, in my opinion, it's just because they didn't understand how the world worked. They didn't know about germs and things of that nature. They didn't know like why the weather was acting the way it was. Like they didn't understand why it was so damn cold outside, and that's just the way the earth was. Like that there was
Our
forces
brains
at work
need that.
that they couldn't understand. And now we can understand that because we know when the sun moves away from the earth gets colder, right? And all these other things that we understand, but you think back and look at them, it's like they had no other way to explain it. So naturally, they're going to think, well, somebody's up to something, right? And that's how I've looked at it. And that's why I can't, I think I mentioned this in this maybe the last stream or a couple ago, but you kind of can't, like, with the Salem witch trials, like, I try to take it from the point of view, like, they just, there were some of them that took advantage of it for sure. Because some of them did kind of make out like bandits. And I think you're going to get that in a lot of that's just human nature. People are going to see
I
something
think that became a
to,
big part of what caused it, right? They were able
yeah.
to take advantage, and there was a big power grab at the same time. Like, it
Mhm.
was, you know, there was a lot of factors in there, and
Yeah.
a lot of nasty people taking
Yep.
advantage of things, and
Yeah.
ugly
So,
stuff.
well, I mean, look at people. The group of so they had a group of people probably honestly believing, because that's all they knew, right? They only
Mhm.
knew that shit, the devil's coming, that, and we've got to protect ourselves. And we know who's causing this. We think it's these ladies over here or this dude over here, right? Because this is what our elders are telling us, and this is what our leaders and our important dudes are telling us. So it's got to be right. Like, that must be, they've got to be right. And you can't always, they didn't know any better. So, like, I always kind of, yeah, some of them were some true assholes, but for the most part, I think the majority of the people really did believe that these women and the men were creating all this havoc. I mean, it was an
For
ice
sure.
age going on, like they called it the little ice age.
Mini
People
ice,
were,
yeah.
yeah, they were freezing their asses off. There wasn't enough firewood. Like, there was complaints in the Salem village, which is now Danvers. There was, they couldn't get enough firewood. Like, the Reverend Parrish, he, part of his payment for being their pastor was
Mhm.
firewood, and he was complaining that they weren't giving him his firewood because it's cold. So you have things like that, right? That are just, they don't understand what's going on. So to them, it's just like, well, this has got to be the devil's work, right?
Mhm.
And so I get that. And do people play off of that? Are grifters going to grift? Well, yeah, they're going to be in there, like, taking that opportunity to get something for themselves out of it. And there were those bad actors, right? They were in there like, ooh, hey, I've got a beef with Miss Good next door, right? So I'm going to call her a witch because I think she, like, I want her plot of land. And that did happen too. But
Mhm.
yeah, so there was a
But to
whole
your
lot of
point,
things
there
going
are
on there.
people these days that
But they were,
project like a motherfucker, and we see it now, right? Like, they put something on someone when you're like, you can't possibly believe that, right? But sometimes these people do believe the things that they're accusing people of. You're like, no, I was way over here. There's no way it could have been me. And they're like, no,
yeah.
it was you. And you're like, no, it wasn't. I promise.
That's why history is so important, to look back, because, like, I say that too. I'm like, why are these people listening to this rhetoric? Right? Why are they following these people? And then you look back in history. Well, people followed Hitler. They thought he was really great. Uh, some still do. I don't understand, but people have followed these types, right? Like, we can't understand it, but maybe, well, now, like, I can understand it, because that's why history is so important. You got to look back. You got to look back and see, like, what people were doing and what was going on. Like, the German people, for instance, were they bad? Were they all bad? No, they weren't all bad. But after World War One, right? Their economic system was just, they these people had nothing, right? They're like, everything around them was just destroyed, and all they knew was hardships, and they couldn't get things that they used to, right? It was really awful. And then you have somebody coming along and saying, hey, I'm gonna fix all this, and then he does, and then it's all good, right? And yeah, they're gonna follow him. So, and it just repeats. So I guess if you're not reading history books and taking into account those things, you're probably gonna, what, keep repeating
Right.
those things over, and as we still are. So, And I think those bad people, those bad seeds, right? Like that's what they wait for. They're opportunistic. They're going to wait and hope, wait for these little things that when people are getting really down on themselves, right? And like there's things going on in their environment, they
It
can
just
take
makes you more
advantage.
susceptible, right? Your
Yeah.
guards are already down because you're
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Your mental capacity is being used for something else, closer to survival. And of course she is. Damn it, Ernie.
Ernie's over there.
Also, speaking of which,
I love Battlestar Galactica though, so I'm
speaking
not
of
going to laugh at Ernie.
Big H, he was also into esoteric and occult knowledge, and very heavily so. A lot of his
Very much so.
A lot of his quest in time was spent tracking down, mythical things that held powers. Some of it of, Christian lineage and some that are more known, but there was a lot of other stuff he was looking for in different countries. And, there's a reason why they were connected to South America is because they were looking for stuff there too.
Yeah. Well, we've all watched Indiana Jones. They really were looking for those
that
Christian.
Was very much real.
Yeah, they were really looking for the Ark and everything else. He was obsessed with it, and that was, So it's just, it's fascinating. I mean, you don't not read anything on the Nazis and their history because you need to understand them, I think. So, and realize what they were doing, how they were manipulating people.
Even symbols, right? A lot of their symbols, we know the swastika, but like all their symbols held power in other cultures. So they appropriated that into being able to use it as its own form of like mimetic magic.
Well, if you think back, Christianity did that to pagans. They took a lot of pagan, they took the holidays, Christmas, Easter, those were all pagan holidays. So it's,
don't get me started.
Just appropriate it. Yeah, I know. Woo, I know.
Resurrected God. It is a whole thing there are many examples throughout history.
I was just watching a short and they were talking about where Santa Claus walked in on Jesus or what was it? There were pagans and Jesus walked in and they said, and Jesus says, "Oh no, this isn't your solstice anymore. This is now my birthday." And they're like, "But you were born in March or something like that." And Jesus is like, "No, but we got to have it on this day. We're going to make this." And then Santa Claus walks in and says, "No, this is now my holiday." It was kind of funny because it's just how they appropriate it. Like it just changes. So, let's see.
People don't realize what the Statue of Liberty is actually representing, and
even the chains and shackles on her feet.
She's Libertas. She represents multiple gods and goddesses as well. She's not Sol Invictus. It's a whole thing. Like we can do a whole episode on that.
That would be fun to do because like I know about like she's got chains on her, right? Shackles on her feet. And I don't think a lot of people, they just probably see her big crown and think, "Oh, look at her, she's pretty," right? But
very pagan and very it can represent multiple gods. And we could get into that, but you can also get that into bring that into the light bearer, right? The one who wears the crown that's made of light. That is what those rays represent. So, it is this symbolism and this occultic knowledge is interwoven. We see it on our dollar bill. We all know that Freemasonry is really deeply woven into our culture. And I say this in the nicest way possible because in the non-Christian respect, our foundations are satanic. And I know most people aren't going to understand what I mean when I say it's in the non-Judeo-Christian way. But a lot of our songs that the wording have now changed, but we still sing the songs like Star Spangled Banner. It mentions Dionysus in its original version, and that's how it was originally sang here. We're all a little bit more witchy than we realize, and even if you go into like, have y'all gone to Catholic Mass? That is a whole ritual. Like, stop it. The incense, sitting up, standing down. You don't even know what you're saying. Most people don't. It's Latin, and you have no clue.
But you sit there, and when they say get up, you get up. When they tell you to kneel, you kneel. And when you are told to recite something, right,
You
like
do,
you say,
and
that's what you
ritual.
do. Yeah.
There's
It is. It's a
call and
ritual.
response, and like hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Yep. And then we think the Masons are weird. It's just like, it works. Kind of look over here, and it's not just Catholics. Like if you watch just any church, right? You just watch the little things that people do, and it's just
Not to mention you're eating someone.
What? I'm eating someone? Oh God. That right? Like I get so tired of hearing that stuff. It's just just like with witchcraft, right? Like every witch is bad. Like, right? They're just working for the devil, and they're just trying to turn everybody they're just trying to gather souls, right, for the devil, or
they're trying to gather souls for their god. And this is a whole rabbit hole. I can talk about which god is which if you want to, but
well, let's keep going with we'll keep going back. We'll keep going back to the paranormal. I know we both have squirrels in our heads, so we'll probably lose track once in a while. But this is good though, because I always go back and watch my streams, and I take notes off of them now. That way, the things that pop up, I can like just make a note. I'm like, hey, I remember talking about that. I'm gonna mention that in another episode, or work that one up. Like we were talking about witches, and the witchcraft stuff comes up pretty often in this chat, which I never meant this to be that type of channel, but there's a lot of us interested in it, and so am I. I know AJ is as well. So, and it's fascinating, and it does really tie into the paranormal stuff, because if we start thinking about like our energies, like we were talking about, like with poltergeist activity and of things of that nature, right? Like maybe it's not a ghost, maybe there's another explanation for it, but there is also ghost, as far as I'm concerned.
So the thought form aspect as well when you get into religion, right? Because I do heavily believe in thought forms, and everything before its reality, it does have to exist energetically in a thought before it is manifested. We see that when we're creating things all the time. When it comes to making an invention or cooking food, everything was once nothing and came together to make this creation and this physical reality. I mean, that is, I say the same for religions. I think they're all real at the same time, as they aren't depending on what variation, what slight vibrational different frequency you're living in. That you can have all variations of reality with these gods, which gets complex and probably pisses a lot of people off, out there to have.
Well, it's
process, but
that's your thought process. That's yours. You're entitled to your opinion, and you've come to like everybody's entitled to it. So like,
but I think they're there because we made them be there, right? Like it's not we have put so much energy into each of these things that whether they were there historically or not, they are there and carry a weight, just like people in a lot of different areas will say something is Christ consciousness. That is its own energetic signature, and it is gone past Jesus, that person, where this Christ consciousness is its own, almost its own entity in and of itself.
Yeah. Definitely. God, that's a whole subject right there. Whew. Okay. I got to make notes of that when I come back to. And I tell you what, every time Morg comes into the chat, he throws out this stuff that I'm like, we got to talk about this too. With the lingering dead, like I have so many thoughts and thoughts on this? Like, I can't tap into this right now because this will take us on. We don't have time for this rabbit hole right now, but yeah,
Yeah, we
or
didn't
I
even
am.
tap into any of that stuff quite yet.
Yeah,
But
I think tonight we're just kind of like we're gonna like pick some things off the bones.
I was watching
For
something on Rosicrucians last night, and how it ties into the pyramid complex, and it's just really that's all really interesting to me too.
yeah, this is the lingering spirits and why they stay behind. That's always something like I could probably
Which
we
is
could do
actually another witchcraft thing too, right? Because there are
yeah
witches that will claim to tap into that and utilize those wandering souls. What do they call it? But basically to like torture other people because they're tortured, and they will go after you, and the spell doesn't
tortured souls.
until they have completed that spell work. So they are going to search for you forever.
Yeah,
They
I've
achieve.
always prescribed to the belief that they're not going to cross over till they're ready. Like there is something for them in whatever happened to them that caused their death, or I think I've talked about this before. Like we have my grandfather, step grandfather that died here on the property, and he's still here. Not buried here. Spirit is still here. And he passed away. He unalived himself. And I think that something of that nature, I think he stays here now, like as a protective entity. So, like, those are things like I don't know, like if he wants to cross over, he can go anytime he wants to, but I think he felt, like I just have a lot of beliefs like that. Like maybe they're staying around, maybe they feel protective over the people that they've left behind. So when they're like, cross over, do you see the light? I don't necessarily like that because maybe
Well, I
they're
think
here.
two things they've
Got something to learn too before they can pass over. Like maybe there is some why they're stuck.
They process a lot
here.
faster once they're there, from my understanding. But I think that there are two things. There are people that pass on and never make that trip to do the processing of their own soul, and stay and linger, and that's when it's really tragic.
Yes.
But then our loved ones that come and visit us have gone. My mom told my dad, when she had to like actually move on, she was like, it's time for me to go process now. And it wasn't about coming. She definitely visits, so it's not like once they go and do that process, once they've gone to the light, they can't come back. It's that it's in a healthier way, that they're not the ones that are leeching energy off of humans. Those are the unhealthy dynamics, because even if they don't want to, there's something that is not natural in that process. They haven't completed the work that they need to do to be able to come back and forth in a way. It's a different, they're still doing interplay with this physical realm, but it's different. I don't know if I explained that well.
Well, I know what you're saying. I think that's pretty much. I think the ones I do feel awful for is like when I think of like spirits of children, because it does happen. Sadly, I've talked about Sigmund that's here on our farm, and that's what breaks my heart. Like those are probably the ones that I guess if I want to help somebody cross over, that those would be the spirits that like hey, you don't have to stay here. But this also, I'm just kind of I'm a little hesitant because we don't understand any of that. Like we don't have any books that we can read, or we can't watch a show that's going to tell us like what happened, like what that process is for them. So I think we have to be very careful. Like I've watched ghost hunter shows, right? Like they got the psychic on there and she's like, go to the light, and I'm just like, leave them the hell alone. Like if I was that ghost, I'd be like, I'd be going home with her and playing with their lights at night. Like, yeah, you want me to go to the light? Like, but I'm a little mean sometimes. So.
Like I've seen psychics do that. Where they're like, well, no, like
attachments.
intentionally, they're like, you can't handle it. It's unhealthy. This thing is not able to cross over right now. Like with where they are, they need help. Some say that their own spirit guides or their loved ones do come to gather them, and they'll keep coming back until they're ready to do so. So, I mean, I think there's different ways to go about it and think of it, and I wouldn't want to mess up. Damn it, Mia, you're not supposed to see us do this stuff.
What is this? Hey, you're not supposed to be in our room when we're practicing magic.
We know you believe in math and stuff.
Yeah, you math people. you mathematicians.
Math magicians, okay? Math magician is something else.
She's probably going to go tell Dad now. They're practicing magic, Dad. They're dancing in the moon. Hello, Mia. So, okay, let's go. Okay, pop my notes back up here. There's just somebody needs to help me. I got to figure out, there's got to be. Okay, well, with that, so that kind of does lead us into our, like, what the next part is so from the paranormal view with ghost, common explanations, right? Residual energy, we have intelligent spirits, environmental factors, and emotional imprints. And then from the witchcraft view, some witches, because I don't want to group all of y'all together. You witches. They see hauntings as energy tied to a place, ancestors lingering, and spirit guardians. And I've tapped into a couple of those topics before, like the spirit guardians, like the cemetery guardians, which I totally believe in. I've never actually seen one, but I've felt them. So, especially those really old cemeteries. So, those fascinate me. So, I'd like to learn more about those. So, and so this is what we're talking. Essentially, we've been talking about, and we keep hitting on it, right? So, and you watch the Ghost Hunters, right? And they talk about that residual energy, like what's left behind. Like, say, like a murder happens on a house. And everybody that goes into that house afterwards is like, oh, it feels heavy. It feels oppressive, and that's what, it's not so much that there's anybody still there haunting it, but it's just something trapped in there. So even ghost hunters, right? Like they want to be all scientific. A lot of them are like trying to be more scientific now, right? Because they want to prove that ghosts exist. So the residual energy, it's not so much as there's a ghost walking around doing this stuff. It's just that energy is trapped inside that space. So the things that are like this family is sensing and feeling, they're picking up on this energy, and maybe it's getting into their heads a little bit, right? Like, so maybe they're seeing things because of that energy, like it's in their head. And then there's actual intelligent spirits. Like there are the real entities that are still here for whatever reason. Why they're still here, there's, like we were just talking, there could be a million reasons why they're still here. And those are called the intelligent spirits. So you could hopefully communicate with them and pick up voices, like electronic voice phenomenon. Like you could pick up things like that. They could interact with you, like turn your flashlights on and off, things like that. Turn your fan on and off. and with the residual energy, that won't happen. There is no interaction with the living. It's just there. And sometimes they call, I know sometimes they call it kind of like a repeating, like if like you see a shadow that walks across your yard every day at about the same time of day. That is what would probably be termed as a residual haunting, because it's whatever that imprint, which is another, it's just imprinted on this, like whatever caused that person, whoever left that behind, that was something meaningful to them or had some sort of deep emotional meaning to them, right? That's what was left behind. And like I said, it's not like an actual ghost, it's just something left behind of us. And then there's the environmental factors. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm being my own squirrel right now. I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. I just see squirrels in the chat and everywhere else, so I'm trying to stay focused. I'm just looking at my notes right now because if I look at the chat, I'll be like, oh, damn it, I'm going to lose my train of thought. But then we have like the environmental factor. So you can pick up weird, crazy stuff. Like you can think you're seeing things. Like if you have a very high electromagnetic energy running through your old wiring, and like that can cause, yeah, it can cause hallucinations. You can feel like you can walk into a room and all of a sudden you feel like somebody's watching you. And you feel oppressed. That's actually something that's in that environment. It doesn't have anything to do with the ghost or anything left, residual energy, anything like that. It's actually something like maybe start to update your wiring and you can start to fix those things, right? And they have tools that'll tell you about that. Like, so usually they'll carry those EMF detectors around. If you ever watch like a ghost show, they go through and they do like a sweep of the house, right? Or the place. And that's so they can pick up, like if they say they go, okay, example. So say somebody, every time I go in the basement to do my laundry, I start to feel nauseous and I think somebody's watching me. Like there's got to be a ghost in my basement. So the ghost hunters come along, they go down in the basement, they got their little fancy EMF detector, right? And then they get down there and this sucker goes off, like off the charts, right? It's not a ghost. It's something in their wiring. There's like a fuse box, something that's not probably up to code or something of that nature, right? And those are the things I love because I like those to like get those out of there, right? Like get that fixed, get those things out of the paranormal realm, like or get them out, right? Like debunk them, get them out of there. But then also the emotional imprints, like definitely believe like the thing like a murder house, right? Like if you had a house where that happened and something horrific, a couple maybe, right, they fought all the time and domestic violence, things of that nature, like a lot of trauma going on in that house. And maybe those spirits didn't get left behind. Maybe they've gone and they've crossed over, but they've left all of that behind. Like I firmly believe that a house is just more than walls and floors. Like I firmly believe that like it absorbs the energy of the people who have lived there for however long. And it doesn't even have to be like an old house for that to happen. Like you don't know where you've built your house. You don't know what happened on that ground beforehand. So those are all factors that you have to take into consideration. And then AJ, I will let you have the witchcraft view. Do you want to take that one? It's the energy tied to a place and your ancestors and your spirit guardians.
So not even just witchcraft, but I'd say the natural side, which is what I like to think that witches would
okay
into, right? Like that's where the kind of like the pagan ideas come from. But something that's big to me, and I feel and see them, and when I say see, I get things more so in my mind's eye. But elementals are huge to me, and there are many areas where they're pissed. We're destroying shit, and they're pissed, and you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't shock me if it wouldn't shock me if their energy actually activates human like ghost spiritual energy.
Dubs is gangsta, I tell you.
Try to shoot a ghost.
Oh, Dubs.
Go for it. You know what? You never know.
So don't always assume it's a ghost. Like if you hear stuff going on outside your window, I mean, be prepared. It might not be a ghost. Like
that too.
It could be I'm lurking in your bushes, right, AJ?
That part too. I get that. I've done that before.
Because I'm drunk with power.
What'd you do? Did you make her a mod? Okay.
I cleared all the mods because I only have like, well, we hit 183. Yay. So yeah, I don't really need like it looked really weird. There was like 50 people. Like, no, we'd never have 50 people in chat, but like everybody in chat was a moderator and it looked a little weird. So I was like, you know what? I think for now I can handle it by myself. Now, yeah. So yeah, a little overboard, but yeah, at some point all my favorites will get their wrenches back. But yeah, someday here. When we explode and then we'll be drunk with power. And then we'll be in the backyard dancing naked under the full moon. Yes, yeah. This is our objective. We're bringing you all with us. Yes.
Not the Alf hotline over here.
We don't need a sex line. That's going on out in the backyard right now.
Witch dancing.
See, that's when we were talking about like the poltergeist activity. I completely believe that is us manifesting those things on our own. My mom and I we joke about this house, right? Shit just drops. Brooms fall over, stuff falls off counters. Like it's just, and this was when she was getting really, she was declining. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I tell you what, you could sit something down and 2 seconds later it hits the floor, and it's like all the time. It happened with her. It would happen with me. Like somebody would come in, like, my dad would bring in the mail. He'd sit it on the counter and it's on the floor. And yeah, we could blame the cats, but they're nowhere near it. They're not knocking this stuff. Like we know it's not the animals doing it. So I've like you get, especially in emotional situations, like if you've got a loved one that's unwell, maybe you're going through a lot of traumatic things in your own life, or maybe you're just really, you hate your job, or you and your spouse are no longer happy with each other. You know, any of those things can start to cause weird stuff to start happening in your house. So, and that's why, like, I don't believe that that's ghost activity so much. I mean, I think ghosts can do stuff like that, but I think we need to look at ourselves first. It
feels a little different to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
totally really different energy.
If you're not interacting with it, I think. And even if you're there and you're not paying attention, it's going to feel different. That's definitely where they say, like, if you're not paying attention or if you don't believe in it, then you don't see it, which can sound like a cop-out, but it really is. We have so many distractions going on day to day. It's these things and these constant, like, we don't hear them, this low level hum of all our electronics and cars, and even on the level we can't hear it, like all that is energetically putting stuff out there, and it is distracting from the other things, the subtle things that we may want to see or that we may recognize as intelligent. So yeah, I mean, I think anyone can really see it, and I think that's part of why it happens a lot at night. People think that hauntings and stuff like that don't happen. They happen at all hours, but there's so much going on during the day that it really does. If you're not grounded and you're not focused on it, then it's easy to just not see it. And a lot of people do it intentionally. You've had an experience when you were younger and it scared the shit out of you, or like it's a lot of people shut down. That's part of the process of why people say that children are more tapped in, or it's easier for them to tap into stuff.
Yeah, and they haven't been told over and over that ghosts don't exist, or
Right.
like you're just seeing things, right?
Mhm.
Like that's what I heard a lot as a kid. I saw things. Like
Yeah, no,
my
I
first
think that's a very
my first memory is a ghost. So I mean, that's the first thing I remember. First thing ever was seeing something that my grandma told me. She was who was it supposed? She said it was somebody. Like I just remember seeing him, and I remember her telling me that it was somebody because, like I said, she was a witch. So she said it was somebody. It was like an ancestor, like or like maybe it was like an uncle or great uncle or something like that. But like that's one of my very first memories. And then I mean, how many kids come to their parents and probably say that, and then they don't want their kids to be afraid. And but when my kid came to me and like he's like, "Oh, mom, there's a guy in my window." I was like, "Oh, all right, hon, well, let's go look." And I went and looked, and even though my heart is about ready to jump out of my chest because I'm thinking to myself, there's a dude, like a real human. I'm more worried about a human, like a flesh and blood person, right? That's my first thought. And then I go and I'm just like, there's nobody, there's nothing, there's nobody outside. And later that night, like I went and I slept with him in his room, and I'm laying there and I had my phone and I'm playing on it and he's sleeping. And I look up in the window and sure enough, there's a shadow of a man. Like it had to have been a man. I couldn't see it clearly like he could. Like told me what he looked like a beard, and he had overalls on. And the weird thing is the way the house set, the back end of the house was like if you wanted to look in the window, you would have to have something to stand on, or you would have to be about probably 7 foot tall. So this person stood like he was standing on ground right in front of the window. Like he took up the whole window. So I was just sitting there like, okay, now I know what it is. Cause I purposely left the curtains open because I'm like, if this is some freak coming around peeking in my kid's window, like we're gonna end this stuff. We're gonna end this tonight.
We're gonna get Caleb's gun.
Yeah, Dubs, pew pew. Yeah, well, I had bear spray, so but I feel more confident that I'm gonna probably hit my target with that. But yeah, I was fully prepared. Like some dude comes in here, that's what I was thinking. And then I saw what I saw, and I'm like, and then I asked him the next day, like, explain to me what you saw. And he's just like, and I'm just like, yeah, that does not, yeah. So he could see him a lot more clearly than I could. And even though I believe and I've seen my own, but I have noticed like the older I got, the less vivid, the less detail I could see when I see, like a lot of them are just more shadow now than anything. But I think we have to, well, if you believe, I guess if you don't believe in ghosts, you're probably not going to like want your kids to either. But if you do, and your kids come to you like and say, "Hey, mommy, there's like," right, like believe them, like go check it out, make sure it's not a real human, and see what's going on, and maybe you'll learn something. Like I kind of started looking into the property records and wanted to see if some guy died there. Like, was there something going on? Like, that's the crap I do because, I got no other life to do anything else. I just want to look up old dead people all day.
Yeah, see what holes are in your property.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what those, shh. Those are for, I'm going to plant trees. Those are for trees. I'm going to plant a lot of trees. Lots of trees out here. It's going to be a forest of them. Yeah. But I did find out that a gentleman had died in a motorcycle accident, like just across the street. Like he died on the other side of the road. But I don't know. Like he said he had overhauls on. And like sometimes motorcycle riders they have those like the, and then they have their coat on, like their leather coat over the top of it, but they'll have the cover. One of my boyfriends had that, like when he rode his bike all year round, and he had those, and I didn't even think about it till I saw like that years later. So yeah, it's just weird things like that. But I think if we let kids not be afraid of them, I think we could learn a lot more. So, and not to be like, oh my god, it's a ghost. Like, I don't so much believe that they're going to hurt you either. I think we're more likely to hurt ourselves with our own energy, what we can manifest. So if we think somebody's gonna come at, right, like we've got this in our head that this is something bad, right? Like it's gonna get us. And sure enough, you might actually manifest that. You might actually bring that into your house. So, yeah. Tiff has a question. I don't know what she's talking. Is it copper corner thingies? Are they for dust or for spirits?
Copper corner thingies.
Yeah. Maybe it's further down here. Let me see.
Nipple covers?
Well, I want like my dowsing rods are I got crystals down there. Now I gotta put copper on them. Damn. You pulling one out now? Oddly enough, I got this like a couple weeks ago when I was talking about like the bad juju, and it's got it's supposed to protect me. It's got all the stuff on there. I can't remember all the ones on there right now, but I'm not as I don't know all about the crystal stuff like some of you all do. So I'm just getting into all of that. But oddly enough, I felt like I really needed to get something to have on me all the time. And I felt like I needed a little more protection, and maybe it helped today. So Tiff, I need to know, I'm going to start this because I'm going to go look up copper corner thingies, and I don't know. Like I said, my dowsing rods are copper, and they work. I use them to find graves, so unmarked graves, which is I'm not weird, guys. I'm not.
Okay.
Because sometimes I forget where I put them.
The graves or the dowsing rods?
No, definitely the graves. I know where all of those are. No, yeah. Allegedly, is our lawyer still in here?
Gosh, yeah, Megan.
I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, Megan, are you still in the chat? Like Morg said he stole. Because I didn't know if I was supposed to salute him or not. He said he stole half his handle from a different fake colonel. He was from Australia. You got to watch out for those fake colonels. Colonel Morgan, and then and Angie's like, Captain Morgan. Oh, you guys, you're hilarious.
Morgan.
Let's see. All cultures that write into their ancient texts that they totally think human sacrifice is bad were also most likely sacrificing people.
They were, but they weren't recognizing their own history.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you don't.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, we know the Vikings did. We know the Aztecs did for sure. God, that's a whole. Yeah, that's a whole other
sect of the world. Also, definitely did, but now they get mad at them. They're like, "No, that was pagan." But like, no, that's where y'all came from, right? That is the evolution of your people. But go off. Yeah.
Oh, Megan, our lawyer's still here, so we're covered. So, okay, we're good. All right. Ernie says bananas down. Yay! These might be really old because yeah, these are like oh god, oh my god, you guys. I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm sorry, but I will go back and read the chat. Holy crap, I'm an hour behind on the chat. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh my god. Okay, guys. Holy shit, I am an hour behind. This is why I need a producer. I don't have any money for one, but I just need like a handler. That's what I need. Somebody just to keep me in damn line.
You're still very, you're still figuring it all out. You're very early in the channel.
Very early. And everybody needs to realize that. Oh my God. Okay. So Mia, I expect better out of you.
I did. Nipple covers.
More came from he says more goth. I like more goth. I'd stick with that. I like Morgoth.
Morgoth. Why do I feel like I've heard that?
Morgoth.
Is that a thing? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. There's also
Megagoth?
another YouTuber called Morg. He does spiritual, esoteric stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go check him out. Oh, Melissa's the periodic table of elements is magic. Anything that is an element is magic. How's there so much math in nature? Math is magic.
It's true. What, Minx?
Yes. She's like, I want my own channel.
This is
Dub says we have some good hair.
Long hair, don't care.
Because we's witches. We know, yeah. We knew all the stuff to put on it, right? I'm really like 800 years old. So look, I got a vanity spell on me right now. So
it's part of my neural network connecting myself into the ether.
And Tiff says, Kitty. All right. So I don't know. She's like, hi.
Wow.
I don't know where mine went.
That's dangerous.
Oh, I know, because that means she's just gonna launch herself at me. So okay, so we'll go back. So back on track. Oh, I forgot one. Thought forms created through intention, but I think we've touched base on that. I think we've talked about that one a lot. Which I firmly believe in, like kinetic energy, right? Like we have not even tapped into our brains, our minds. Like we could do so much more. And maybe one day we'll find out ghosts aren't real, but I seriously doubt it. Because they are.
There's something. We might not call it ghosts anymore, but it's something.
Yeah, it's something. There's some kind of energy there. There's some, because I know what I've seen, and you can't. Yeah, you can't tell me.
I think there's something to say for like parallel planes, and I think there's some crossover. I actually think that's a lot of the UAP stuff that we see. I think why we have trouble capturing some of that on, like.
Is this where you know it here from, AJ? Morgoth was the first Dark Lord of Middle Earth, and Tolkien's.
That's probably where I heard it from, but I don't know it from that because I'm not that kind of nerd.
She's a crystal nerd.
Crystal nerd.
I love Lord of the Rings, but I didn't get into too much of the Hobbit. I loved, but when all the precursor, like all the prequels or whatever, all the other stuff leading up to it, I kind of, yes, I'm nerdy, but yeah,
there's different types of nerds.
Once again, yeah, we're all a collective, and we should all stick together because people pick on us and they make fun of us. And Darlene says, I have one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. You know what, Darlene? I'm starting to freaking think I do too.
My mom said that's the type of guy I should marry.
That's AJ, do we have the same mom? My mom's she's like, I know what you should do. You get a rich guy and make sure he's almost dead. I was like, damn, Mom. She's like, and then you could just marry whoever you want after that. I'm like,
then you can do the love thing. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, then I thought to myself, well, yeah, then I'm going to meet a guy who's like, that bitch is going to die soon, so I'm going to marry her. I'm like, no, Mom, I'm not putting that out into the universe. So no, I'm not having that come back. What is AJ taking out of her? You know what she's got, Melissa. Why are you even asking? It's either shrimp or crystals. And I didn't see a shrimp.
I don't have any shrimps in my tits.
And Dove says, yeah, we can hold each other up, Darlene. And she doesn't like, oh yeah, that's the one thing about the hobbits. I do not like hobbit feet. I take care of your feet, people. If you got hairy ones, wax them. You can get some electrolysis or something going on. And then Melissa, yeah, crystal tits. I love it. Melissa, you know all about crystal tits. Yeah, Tiff. See, we've all got the same advice. Our moms were freaking geniuses, but yeah.
Except for they get married for those reasons.
Well, they're trying to keep us from making the same mistakes, right?
My parents would still
Like,
be together if my mom didn't die. So,
oh, well,
it was
then you had a good
very,
start.
very weird coming from her. I'm just saying. They were together since my mom was 16. No, 15.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine divorced when I was 2, so that should explain a lot. But yeah, and my stepdad was no walk in the like a minefield maybe, but yeah, my poor mom, I think she was trying to help me avoid it, but sadly I have not. So, all right. And yeah, Ernie says too, she's like, wax them. I'm with you. They've got places you can go. You get all that hair, all of it off your body.
I'll do
Okay,
it
so
for you.
back on track. So where the paranormal and the witchcraft overlaps, right? I think we can all be in agreement, right? Places hold energy, emotions matter, and trauma leaves marks. And not just apparently it leaves marks on our genes too now. So but also like I kind of touched on this a little bit when I was talking about my step grandpa. What is your thought on ghost, like ones that stay behind? Do you think some in a phrase, I'm trying to phrase this right. Do you think they're there to be protective or to be threatening? Or maybe both?
They could be either. I think that they are there in two different ways though. Like I said, I think there are some that do the healthy processing and crossing over that they need to, and then will come back and check on us because there's a connection, especially with parents, especially with mothers. There is that kind of like silver cord that we continue to have connected to them. Like it's like we have our own silver cord, but I have meditated and seen like this other cord. It's weird, it's hard to explain, but we're connected to our moms in a different way, and it's because we came from her. That was her as a portal is our entry into this reality. And then there are some that definitely might feel possessive over you.
Meeks agrees.
That stick around because they still feel like they possess you, like maybe they did in life. And then there are some that don't know what they want, but they're lost and they're here. They're not willing to move on, and those are ones that never did do that process. And like I said earlier, like those are the ones that are going to drain your energy, going to make you feel sick, have some unfinished business or shock about processing the fact that they're dead.
Like their death was so traumatic and so quick, like they just didn't realize, and they didn't have any, because like I said, we don't know what happens when we're not sure.
I'm gonna go feed her real quick. She's
okay.
I'll turn that.
I was gonna say, I just got an alert that we have a new subscriber, and their name is Stone Hobbit. Did somebody go and do something? Because we were talking about the hobbits. And here, I'll just read the chat then so I don't get like an hour behind. I am so sorry about that, you guys. I will go back and I will look at all your comments after the stream, and I apologize. I did star a bunch of them because you guys had some really good comments. So and Melissa says, yeah, mom says you can love a rich guy as much as a poor guy, but I decided to be the rich guy and then I'm in charge like DJ. Exactly. I would prefer it that way too. But my mom, Melissa, said the exact same thing because I was like, oh, mom, I don't have to marry a rich guy. I want to marry for love. And then now I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe not so much. I mean, as Tiff said up here, right? Like Tiff said, hey, if he's got a good sense of humor, we can talk. We can talk. I'm good. Like I said, I'm kind of a healer. I could take care of him. We could do, hopefully he's not too old though. Like, yeah. And Mia says, do spirits still have to wax? I hope, Mia, if we're like floating around in the spirit realm, I hope we can get away from that. I hope we don't have to wax or shave or anything, but I do hope that if I do become a spirit that, when I die, at least I have a nice outfit on and my hair looks good. And hopefully maybe some makeup or something on. Like at least some lip stains so like I'm not all fake cuz I'm already kind of like transparent anyway, so I could be confused as a ghost in real life. So yeah, I sure hope we don't have to do all those things. And hello kittens in crime. God, that is just the best name. And everybody's saying hi. Okay, so Dub says, I don't care why, just don't wake me up when I'm sleeping. My mom said that to my mom had a name for every ghost on this property, whether she knew who they were or not. And before she would go to bed, she's like, you guys can do anything you want, just don't wake me up. And I always love that. And I kind of do that too. And Darlene, yeah, it's like that. So we were just talking about that, right? That invisible umbilical cord. And this is one of the things I was talking to AJ about this earlier, that because I was looking into doing she she knows the candle stuff and I want to like I've told you guys, I've got that ex-boyfriend, right? Who has passed on. And I kind of don't like I just feel bad. I don't want him like trapped here or I just don't want him in my house really either, but don't feel like he's moved on. I just get that inner like that feeling from him like he has not moved on. It's not something he's maybe accepted yet. So yeah, that's one of the things I was talking with AJ about before because I would really like to help him. Like I don't want it to, but then I was reading like those things can be traumatic for like you could cause some trauma. um and we already had a lot of trauma in our relationship as it was pretty rough. So I definitely want to go about it the right way if I do it. So like I heard like sometimes cutting like right like you cut the cord like that can be a little maybe not traumatic but intrusive. I don't know. Oh, when AJ comes back I'll ask her about that one. And Melissa says, when my children are disrespectful, my uterus hurts. God, I tell you, my everything hurts. Like, actually, under my rib cage, because that's where he sat the whole time I was pregnant with him. And then he kicked me all the time. And that's where it hurts. Like, if I had a soul, that's where it would I think that's where it is. But yeah, I just felt it in my diaphragm all the time. That's probably why I've got that. It's probably why I got asthma. I'm gonna blame it on him. No, I'm just kidding. And Darlene's like, oh, Darlene thinks someone is there. Oh, don't freak her out though, Darlene. But and Dub says it wasn't her though. um and Darlene says, yeah, what's love got to do with it, right? And Kittens and Crime says, I would never marry a conservative rich guy. Well, I mean, like, how conservative are we talking? Like, far, far right? Like, is he I'm towards I'm more middle left, but if he's right towards the middle, I'm fine. Like, as long as we agree on some things, like, I'd be fine. And he was still rich. And Darlene says, yeah, the cord cutting. See, that's what I want to learn more about that. I think that has to happen. Like I said, not just so much for me, but for him. I just don't want to, yeah, I don't want it to be like piss him off more or something like, ugh. And hello, Fuzzy Lou. We're talking about ghosts and witches. Fuzzy says, mummy bladder and dog bladder got me up 4 oh, at 4, oh, you guys both had to pee at 4:18 a.m. Well, good morning, Fuzzy, and I'm sorry that woke you up. All right, we were talking about cord cutting, and I said that how I was talking about oh, I didn't even notice. You covered up everything.
And I made tea.
I know. I'm almost I don't know. I think that we have to end when my cup is empty because I'm all out now. I had this big thermos full of it and it's almost gone. But it's talking a lot makes my throat really dry up here. All right. So, but we're definitely gonna come back to talking about the candle magic stuff because I am.
I had to do a whole episode on. I think we can do working with colors, like yellow underwear, and and
where's girl Ryan? We like asked her to explain that, and she all of a sudden disappeared, right? And I'm like, oh, I think she was messing with us. I mean, maybe that's a Boston thing, which doesn't kind of shock me very much. The more I learn about. And I can't say too much because my family originates from Massachusetts, but like there seems to be some weird stuff that goes on there. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so I do believe so for myself. So going back to the protective versus threatening, I do believe that we do have some spirits that stay behind because they're protecting maybe their loved ones, like they're waiting for their loved ones, maybe for their time to come, and then they're gonna all cross over together. And but then I also know that if somebody was a real dick in life and they pass away, it's not hard for me to think that, well, they might be thinking they are going to a special place and maybe they don't want to go there.
That's fair.
So they're going to hang out and maybe stick around your apartment or your house for a while and still remain a dick. So I can see it both ways. I can see one staying behind maybe to look over, but like I feel like my mom did cross over. Like I don't feel her here all the time, and when I do feel her, it's a warm energy. So I feel like she just comes back to offer me some advice, which whether I want it or not, she comes back. She comes back to let me know. So, and then this kind of leads me into the what are the see, I'm starting to get tongue tied. Malevolent spirits and protection. So in paranormal terms anyway, we call these the hostile or disrupted entities. And in witchcraft, this might be, is this what you're thinking, like the elementals are, AJ? Is that?
I'd say that elementals have a job and they're neutral unless you're doing something. They don't really, their job isn't to do anything other than protect the land that they're on. If the land is being taken care of, then cool.
Yeah. I kind of feel like we have one here on our farm. So, like there's something like kind of watching out. Like it doesn't mind the holes I dig as long as I fill them up afterwards. So, and plant a tree and then it's good with it, I think. But I
think elementals can cover like a broader, like I think people view elementals as different things culturally as well, so it could somewhat depend on that.
See, I always think too, like with witchcraft, like I think they talk more instead of like in paranormal terms, like we say hostile, disruptive spirits, right? Like those bad entities. And then like in witchcraft, it's more focused on energies and how they're not in balance. Like, so if you've got something going on in your house, did you feed her? Is she still screaming?
No, she's got the zoomies. She's doing her.
I love her.
What are you doing? Oh, hi.
She's so talkative. I don't know where my little demon is. I can't believe she's been sleeping this whole time.
Just a what are you doing?
Oh my God, she's all curled up on the end of the bed, like in a
Aw.
little ball. Oh my God, I love her.
She's
Oh,
tired from
all
the
right.
trauma. What are you doing?
So I'm asking this question because, and then Darlene just popped up because I think she picked up on our psychic energy over here, right? Uh, she's talking about salt is protection, bay leaves, rosemary, and that's where I was going with this was too, right? Like the energies that are imbalanced in your house, and then you have the energies of the spirits that they're draining you, right? Like you feel drained. The ones that attach to you, like I'm just talking about, right? The ones that provoke you, those sort of things. So, and like the protective hauntings, like this is one like I know a little bit about like wards, and I probably know a little bit more about like the guardians because I like I said I do know like the cemetery guardians. Like I love that. Like I love that stuff. Like I've been reading quite a bit about that and like the protective spirit presences. But the wards is something like I haven't I haven't read a lot about, and but I believe that like the salt, like we also used to put like a little my sister-in-law does this too because she's very in tuned. I would call her just like us. She's just like us. She's very interested in all that. She always has a little bowl of salt in the window, in each window of her house. And then she has some like outside, like of the doors. And I started doing that. And then I found out like if it doesn't stay in the little dish that you put it in and it gets down in your window, that shit is really hard to get out. But so, do you know a little bit more? You probably know a lot more about wards than I do. Do you want to maybe talk about it a little bit more,
Yeah, I mean,
or
even
just
just speaking to like,
explain it maybe a little bit better than I can? Because I'm
even
not.
just speaking to like what you were going through, for example, with what you're doing in energy, or when you go into a new home, um, you clear the energy, set good energy in there. The mistake that a lot of people make is shaking up the energy and pissing it off, and then like thinking that they've done something, or trapping the
Mhm.
energy in. Um, so I haven't done my proper ritual here yet, but when done correctly, what I do is I will first, you have to do something to shake the energy loose, right? Because it's stagnant and it's stuck there. So if you're clearing it, so it's not only energy that could potentially come in, but it's anything that could also be there. So you have to make sure that you're basically setting your perimeter. So you clear the space, set the good energy, you refill. Like when I said, I like to use sweetgrass or lavender or something like that to like refill the space with good energy so nothing negative can come back in that space has now been emptied of.
Mhm.
So I do that. I usually will actually start with something like a bell or anything that you can do that actually where like it's there's frequency vibrating off of it that is shaking the energy loose. So that's part of the cleansing process. Some people will do other type of instruments. Some people use drums. Selenite is a good one. It also charges your other crystals, but it's also a good cleansing one. But and that's just a good one to kind of keep. I don't use it. Use it differently, but so you'll go around, you make sure you go to your corner. So like if you're doing like the saging thing that you're going to, or the Palo Santo, which is what I personally like to use, or if you copal, I use a lot. There are certain ones that I will resonate with, and I think that for most people who are actually doing it correctly and can tap into it will too. And again, do it responsibly, research what you're buying and where you're getting it from. And because like for example, even Palo Santo is an endangered tree. There's a process that it has to go through. They're technically not allowed to cut it down because it is a sacred tree.
Oh.
It has to have naturally died, and then it's supposed to sit for a certain amount of years to dry for the resin in it to whatever process happens to resin the dead trees. I don't know. To do whatever it does. But they are en masse chopping them down because there's a big market for it now, right? So it went from being like a local thing to where they're producing it and not doing it properly and like, you know, really just finding the trees and cutting them down wherever. Like it's not like a regulated thing. So same thing with like even with like frankincense. You have to make sure that it's done ethically, ideally. And you know, we know about sage and you know, so try to buy from someone who actually is indigenous because that is also endangered. So I'm kind of going on side tangents, but I feel like it's important to mention.
Yeah. No. Go on it.
And that's why I feel like it's important to make sure that it is a practice that you resonate with. You know, I can't claim to be the keeper of certain cultures, but I do feel like if you respect it and do it the right way and aren't just doing it because it's trendy and something that you saw, then it's okay to use things that kind of have melded into multiple cultures at this point, right? You just have to respect it properly. So once you do that, you've cleared your space. People do it differently, but don't think about it like if you were sweeping something out, right? Like if there's like dust and you're sweeping it out, open your door or your window. Like generally you're going to start from like one place and then push the energy out, either a window or a door. Then you're going to refill it with the good intention and the good, you know, herbs or whatever. I mean, you can do it definitely through like music, and you don't even have to have another herb to fill the space. You can say a prayer, you can claim the space in your name, those types of affirmative intentions around it. And then where the warding part comes in is when you talk about, now that I've cleared my space, now that I've filled the space, I want to set a perimeter of what my space is. And a very easy way to do that I generally do is I take obsidian stones and I put them in the corners of my place. You can do it on a property, but I like to do it in, yeah.
Darlene, she's reading our minds.
So that's generally what I do is I use obsidian. You can do salt if you want to add extra protection. It's interesting though, because I'd say that putting salt in, people will draw salt barriers. But I actually think that some of the, like if you're saying like put salt in a dish, that's more an energy absorber than a barrier. Florida water is good too. Florida water is great for cleaning. That's what I like to use it for, because then you're kind of like spreading it all over the place. Yeah, there's all types of stuff like Florida water. You can do road opener incense is a really popular one that's kind of supposed to like bust up like blockages or stagnant energy. So it's like, it's not like a one and done process, but definitely like that ward part is a part of a bigger group of things that you're going to be doing, right? You don't just like have a ward. Well, yeah, if you take Benadryl every night, Mia, or gummies or
whatever. I think she said last night she had some gummies. I'm like, I wish I had some. That's the first thing I wanted when I got home this morning. I'm like, oh, I could really use one of those right now. Woo! Well,
yeah,
night, Mia.
It's a bigger part of a ritual. It's not just, you know, you can have, there's definitely stuff like within hoodoo where you can make your own, like little sachets of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I've done that.
Or if there's something specific going on and you want to get like John the Conqueror root, the High John root, you can do that and make a sachet with it with other stones and stuff. Like if you have, oh, did your baby, like a particular difficult thing, or this is the little baby. You know, evil eye is popular just to keep in your place. there's different types of stuff, but like it's usually a part of another process, and there's a reasoning behind why you're doing it. So it can be because you're feeling energetically something, or it can be to encourage your own energy around going into something or into like some type of difficult situation that you know is going to come on. Did I freeze? Did you freeze? Who freezed? It's a cute kitten. Hmm. Oh no. Let's see what my phone's saying.
All right.
Wow!
Woo! I'm back. Can't keep me in a grave. Look at that. That dirty Sanchez you got going on there. All right. Well, there's still more. I still had more questions. But let's do a part 2. What are you doing Sunday night, AJ? We could
do something.
Any big plans? I never have any plans really. Especially now, I'm not leaving my damn house until New Year's, the day after. Just hoping. And then, we could wrap up the rest of this on Sunday, and then we could do that little candle thing.
Yeah.
And because I have to pick the brain about what kind of candle I need to go get, since I'm going to have to send somebody for it. Maybe I'll DoorDash, because I found out I can get that here now out in the country. So thank you so much, AJ. You are a font of knowledge on all of this, and I love it. And I got a whole stack of books over here that I was but we'll save that for next time too. So, guys, everybody come Sunday night, same time, 9:00, I think works. And we'll just pick up where we left off tonight. I think maybe somebody was trying to tell us it was time to wrap up.
Like, you chatty bitches.
Yeah, they're like, we've been listening to you. It's probably some of the ghosts in my house. And maybe it was my mom. She's like, probably like, you know what? I've just heard too much already.
She's like,
time to end it. So my kid's playing Fortnite, and he was like, God. I just heard him cursing over there. Aww. And I'm like, I don't know where you got that potty mouth from, boy. But I mean, I do know where you got it from, but I'm not saying anything. All right, guys. I did star all of your comments that you guys were making that were excellent questions. And what I'll do, I'm going to save those. And then when we come back on Sunday, we'll talk about them. And I'll write them all down and we'll talk about them. So, yeah. All right. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Blues. Yeah, I had such a great time. And I think we had a lot of people popping in and out. So, like, it's pretty cool. And Tansy's
advisor, you're stuck.
You have guided me into the spirit realm, which I think I was already like much been sitting on that for sitting in that realm for a
you're fine.
I'm moving up a frequency or two, or what is it? Yeah. What is that? Or vibration? Oh my gosh. Come here. Okay. She wants to say goodnight, everybody.
Oh, this is so cute and little.
And since this little monster, she's awake now. So it's right.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I can't with her. I can't. She drives me bonkers, but then she does that stuff, right? Like she'll just look at me, see? Mama, I love you. Just go give Mama kisses.
And my cat's finally asleep.
Oh my God. I love her. Yeah, this one's going to be on the warpath for the next 3 hours. So yeah. Woo! All right. So tune back in on Sunday. And we'll finish up this topic of conversation, and then we'll light some fires. I love fire. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody listening right now who's very terrified at the thought of me starting fires in my bedroom. So I've already been warned not to do it, but I'm like, well, hey, I can't help it. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you, AJ. And we'll see you guys on Sunday night.